Hey, the SeerNova Podcast, episode 103. We have Richard Jones III. I don't know why that's the second time that glitched when I pressed that. Like it took like a second. Yeah. Hey, so what's up?
A lot of stuff, man. Been
Yeah.
working on this book and uh, got a full-time job now as well to juggle.
Oh,
So,
so it's probably taking a while to make the comic because of
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Cool. So, what do you do as your like full time job?
I'm working for a company called Dine Engine. They make apps for restaurants, web apps, mobile apps, kiosks, tableside
Oh,
apps, all that stuff.
that's cool.
So, yeah, I'm the UX or the manager of the UX experience. So,
UX is like the
user experience.
yeah, that's cool. Huh. I can't do that, so I would like to do well, I kind of don't want like a full time job. I want like the job you get to stay at home and freelance stuff.
Yeah, those jobs are nice.
Yeah, that's what I would like to do instead of stare at a computer screen and watch movies and
Right,
look at cameras all day, night.
right.
Yeah, so you have that comic, Mora.
I have Mora. We're working on it now. It's completely written. First issue is written. Um, I'm drawing up. I've got 5 pages that are roughed out so far. And the cover is obviously done completely, ready to go. Um, I'm the writer that helped me out on this, Tim Ingram. He really took this whole story and ran with it. He's added so many crazy things, and it's not even funny. Um, which I never thought about. I probably should have had him on here with me.
Well, we could always have him on like some other time.
Yeah, we'll have to set up a date for that or something when we're like closer to the
Yeah.
release. Um, but speaking of the release is going to be for the Ash Can. It's going to be in July. What's the date of that? Hold on a minute. I can never remember dates. My wife is always good at that. I suck at it. July 23rd.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm going to actually take a stack of the Ash Cans over to Gym City Comic Con over in Dayton, Ohio. So
Oh, awesome. So, are you just doing like pre-orders, or are you actually going to do like a Kickstarter for it?
I'm wanting to do a Kickstarter, and I haven't dove into all that crap yet, but I really need to
Yeah,
figure out how to do it because there's a science to it from what I
yeah.
gather.
We have a bunch of episodes kind of talking about that, and then there's other podcasts and stuff that actually do because we don't really focus on Kickstarter. Try not to.
Right,
I talk about it here and there, but that I don't like that being the main focus because there's already like 1,000 other podcasts that talk about stuff like that. And then there's
right.
one that's like Comics Launch that actually really talks about it. But
Yeah, and I haven't really decided on whether or not to do like a Kickstarter or Indiegogo or what's the difference, which one's better, you know.
Indiegogo, you do get the money. You can pick the option of like flexible or whatever it's called. Like you get the money as it comes in. I think it's either way. You get that the money as it comes in, but it's
Yeah,
Kickstarter is all or nothing. So if you don't get the goal, yeah,
yeah,
I just like Kickstarter. It's more of an audience over there.
right.
Some people will probably say you're wrong, but whatever.
But yeah, I really haven't dove into that yet. I know one thing that we're wanting to do, which we're going to start setting up here soon, is when the book is released. Me and Tim are going to go on kind of a small tour to different comic shops.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I know one here in town that's going to probably be Comic Town here in Columbus. Um, Pack Rat Comics is probably going to be another one. Um, I would like to do Comics Elite. I'll see if I'm even able to do that. Um, I'll have to talk to Ernie over there. But yeah, it's going to be like a small tour just to promote the book and
You're gonna have like a little store signing type of thing.
yeah,
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 yeah. We gotta still look into doing stuff like that. Kind of waiting for like a one series to at least be finished first,
mm-hmm.
and I kind of want to finish Ink before like finish another series. Like we're gonna be doing other series as they go on, but Ink only has 4 issues for the one plot arc, and the
Right.
second one hopefully is starting and finishing this year, so I can like actually do the Kickstarter, hoping that it actually comes out this year. Adam did say July, so
Nice, nice.
yeah, that he's gonna start in July. He was gonna start in February, and then he's just busy doing 1,000 other things. So.
No, Adam's got 1,000 things on his plate.
Yeah, trying to find a
He
house
always does.
while like he works at YMCA or whatever, but I think he's done with that now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so
Yeah, I don't. Did they? I think you said something about they're moving up to. I don't
Dayton.
know, Dayton.
Yeah, he lives in
Oh
Eaton.
no, he lives close to Dayton, but they're moving up
Oh, okay.
close to Akron, I think, or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So he's working on commissions and all that other stuff. But I would like to have ink. Like if it's not done yet, I want like I don't ever want to do a Kickstarter again without it not being at least 90% done.
Right.
So if you can get to that point at least, because I just want enough stuff for the Kickstarter page, and then
Yeah,
actually release it next year. But
that's kind of what I want to do with Mora. I don't want to even remotely think about
yeah,
Kickstarters or anything until the book is completely done and ready to go.
yeah, I was saying that to Josh. That's doing. He was the artist for a couple of different things in Chronicles of Horror, but he's doing Mittens. He's the artist for that. I was like, yeah, I already started like building the Kickstarter page. He's like, I don't want to talk about that yet. I was like, okay.
Not in the brain space yet, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I've been I'm cutting down on my cons that I'm doing this year, just so I have more time to do this. Because anybody that does cons knows that the time that you take to prepare for the convention and make sure you have all this artwork ready so you can sell it and all that stuff. It just eats up so much freaking time.
Yeah, we have to figure all that out too because we haven't done a convention yet, and we could because we have enough stuff to promote. We have
I think you
a whole,
should, man.
yeah, we have a whole platform of stuff.
Actually, you should go to like certain conventions with the artists you work with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, Ohio is probably going to be at some point a stop because we'll have you at one point, and you did do Chronicles of Horror. I did
Yeah.
Painter, and
Brother
then
Adam.
Adam. He did
Yeah.
2 of my books, and he's going to continue doing that hopefully until the series is done. And Josh is in Michigan, so do something in Michigan.
Akron Comic Con. Get on Akron Comic Con. That's a really cool convention.
Yeah, we've only been like to just walk around at con so far. Dylan went to New York City like 2018, I think, and I would have went there if I had money. We went to Saratoga Comic Con, which is kind of small. That was kind of cool. And the first one we ever went to was Albany Comic and Toy Show. That is small. It's like in the lobby of a hotel that's not actually even open anymore because I guess they didn't pay their taxes or something, so it's just shut down.
Yeah, but that's usually the ones that I like.
Yeah,
The smaller ones.
I do want the smaller ones because San Diego would be cool one day, but like
Yeah.
not like a name that they're gonna just walk right by and they'll be like, I don't care about that.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's one here in town that's Buckeye Comic Con, and it's ran by just a guy that he does that one. He does Akron Summit Comic Con. He does like small conventions around Ohio. but Buckeye Comic Con is always freaking packed, man.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, it is ridiculously packed. And I sell out almost everything when I'm there. So it's a really cool convention.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, we, like, last couple of years have been talking about, like, how we would set up a table and stuff. So we had a previous episode that we actually, like, asked guest Ed Davis if, like, how he would set up a table and stuff.
Mm.
He's like, you got to have this and this. You don't have to, but there's certain things that he has. And
Right.
we already have, like, kind of a setup in our heads on what we would do and how we would have other comics from the platform there.
Right.
Instead of having 20 of each comic or something. I was thinking like a QR code, and then you scan the QR code and you can actually buy it off the website if you don't care of waiting for like a little while.
I'd give it both options. You can have physical or digital.
Yeah, I would probably have like 5 of a few of the comics that, because we were going to do it as like the comics that get viewed the most, but like our system kind of changed from that. So we have the whole Nova Nation thing that we're working on, like finalizing in the next 2 weeks, and then we're going to actually start marketing it.
Nice.
And that comes with the web store thing. So whoever has a comic on the web store, that's kind of like whoever has the kind of the most views in a way on the website. We were going to like push those more, be like, oh, people actually want to like read this, then we'll actually sell those ones.
Right.
So,
now, you guys, what platform are you using to sell the digital stuff?
Um,
Is it like WooCommerce or
yeah,
Shopify?
yeah. We have digital is all free there, and then Nova Nation is like the subscription service that we have. So
Gotcha.
we have 3 tiers. One is the basic, which is free, and then we have Seer Supporter, which is $4.99, and then Nova Nation, or it's called Premium right now because we don't have a name for it.
Right.
But that's like $10.99 or $9.99, but it's literally the cost of like a comic book that we sell. We sell like $5 for a comic, and you get like a bunch of stuff. So
nice.
Yeah. So we use WooCommerce and WordPress and all that fancy stuff. So
I know all about that.
Yeah. So what's your like elevator pitch for Mora?
Basically, she's a Greek mythos character. She's a character that pops up in your dreams and, you know, causes like crazy shit to happen, basically. And in the story, there's 2 guys. They're twins. In the beginning of the story, they're separated at birth. Well, close to birth. They're a little older, but it's a killer story. It's very brutal. If you like Seven, if you like all those 90s thriller or horror type movies, it's going to be right up your alley.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I would get that.
And I can't wait. At the ending of story, ending of issue 1, if I could talk, is sick. I mean, I could see the picture in my head, and if I could actually draw it the way I see it in my head, it's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
But you know how that is.
Yeah, I can't draw, so it's even worse for me. So I have all this stuff that is in my head. I actually like, we have multiple different notes, like documents of like, well, I do, of all of our world building stuff, but I'm actually like centralizing it into one document. And you don't think that it's a lot just by the bullet points, but they're like kind of focal, like plot points.
Yeah.
But like they spread out into other things. So I can say like one thing, but it actually means like 5 different things are going to be happening.
Right.
So first phase is kind of all like built out. I know what the ending is going to be and how it works into the next phase. So yeah.
That's the hardest thing, man. Especially with doing your own book is the characters themselves.
Yeah.
And how they connect and how they interact, and you have a great idea for issue 1. Okay, now how is issue 1 going to connect to issue 2? And you know, if I do this to this character, is that going to screw up issue 1? And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, we when we were writing Seer Chronicles 2, it's actually funny because there's a character in that's a villain. Well, turns into a villain, and he's just like a piece of shit cop that's like just a detective. He's kind of like I don't know if you ever watched Gotham, but he's like I forgot his name. He's the partner of like Jim Gordon.
okay,
So he's kind of like that in a sense. He has like gambling debts and stuff with the mob, and
right,
but then something happens to him and it starts to change him, and not more in a bad way, I guess.
right.
And then he just had this meeting with this guy that did the first issue of Seer Chronicles, and he's not coming back for like another issue. We're gonna have like the artist that we kind of wanted from the very beginning, Hector. He's gonna be doing that. This is kind of the first time I'm actually like saying anything like that. Oh,
Oops.
And he's hopefully going to be doing all of the rest of that series for as long as that lasts, which is a lot of issues. So the first story arc is like 12 full issues. So he'll be doing 3 to 12, and then there's right now I'm thinking it's 6 issues for the second phase, and the third phase is probably like 4 or 6. So
Nice.
he'll be working for a while.
The other hard thing too, and I just doing the pages for Mora, is our story starts out in 2002.
Oh, wow.
And it starts out with this lady, I'm not going to say her name or anything. She's pregnant, she's on the couch, and she's like, you know, trying to call her boyfriend at the time to tell him that her water broke. Doing the research to find out what kind of cell phones were used in 2002.
Yeah. Probably like a Nokia or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Nokia.
Yeah.
So I had to do research to find out what kind of phone was used in 2002, you know, what it looked like, all that stuff. So I didn't want her to, you know, just have a smartphone when...
Yeah, like an iPhone, and be like, that wasn't even out then.
Exactly.
Our world isn't... like, there's pieces that are from the, like, real world, like this world, but we have certain technological advances and stuff, so the story technically, like the beginning of all the story takes place like year 0 because of like the whole world building thing that we just added on that connects everything so perfectly. It's like amazing. Luke, that was the artist for issue 1, he has like his own story that he's pitching to us, and it's going to connect to our other stuff, but he wasn't trying to connect it. He was just asking to see if there's certain things that would maybe connect, so it could be connected into it. Right. And as he just kept saying these things, like he helped out with the world building for scales, because it was like iffy on like how I was doing that story anyway. I had like special like certain plot points, but I didn't have anything like super built out for that. I only had like ink really built out and Seer Chronicles stuff, which Seer Chronicles is the flagship thing. What Scales is now built out more, so it's like, because it's connected into his story, so that's kind of cool. But you don't need to read his story in order to do that, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so that connects back into that like piece of shit cop that I was just like, wow, that's insane. Like we talked for like 3 hours on Zoom, and I'm like, oh, I thought this meeting was going to be like 40 minutes. Yeah. So, but yeah, we have like the Seer Chronicle story actually starts on Halloween of 2021.
Oh, and nice.
Yeah, we just picked the date, and he's like, "What date?" And I'm like, "Oh, let's do Halloween," because we were trying to do it as like it would come out, like people would actually get the comic, and obviously that didn't happen. But that's whatever. Can't really control that. So
yeah, that's when Mora's going to be released as Halloween of this year.
Oh, that's cool.
Full issue.
Yeah. That's how I was trying to do it in the very beginning too. I was trying to it's got to match up to the actual time in like real life, but there's no way you can do that. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be like 2019 of June, and the artist is like, I'm not even halfway done with it. I was like, man, it's not that date. Okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm doing with Mora. I want it to be like the book is going to be released in on October 31st, but inside the story as well, I want it to kind of be like a October-esque
Yeah.
time zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
October of 2022.
Yeah.
2020. Gee, many Christmas, my brain ain't working. 2002.
Yeah.
So, and the reason why I did that is because even though the movie sucked, The Crow, City of Angels, remember that movie? You ever watched it?
I watched the first one. I like the first one, but I didn't really. I know of it, but I didn't really watch that.
It's horrible. It never should have been made. But I always loved how it was based around Halloween time. You know, I thought that was really cool. Which, by the way, did you hear that they're redoing?
Yep. Yeah, the guy that played Pennywise is going to be. I don't. They could just let that die. Like I don't.
They should just let it die, man. They really should.
He's a good actor, but I don't know how they're gonna do that.
It's basically a reboot. It's going to be kind of the same story, just with a
Hopefully, he doesn't get shot and dies.
If he does, then they really need to kill him.
Every actor we put on this movie.
Every actor dies in this movie.
I think there was a show for The Crow too.
Yes, there was.
That was
had
good.
the kid from Terminator movies, whatever the hell his name was.
I think it was him. Yeah, I like that show. But the movie was awesome. That one, the first one.
The first one was amazing.
Yeah.
I went and seen that in the theaters when it came out, and I was just floored. After leaving the theater, I was like, "What the hell did I just watch?"
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the Seven movie. When I went and seen Seven in the theater when I was a kid, I was probably 16 years old when I seen it. Probably shouldn't have been watching it, you know. But when I left the theater, I was like, "Wow, you know, what the hell did I just watch?"
I watched it though. Well, the first time I watched it, I watched both times. When I watched it the first time at work, I was confused. I was like, "Wait, what?" I watched it again. I was like, "It's a good movie." Oh, okay, Seven Deadly Sins and shit. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey's just weird. So.
Oh, they couldn't have picked a better psycho for that.
Yeah.
Movie. I mean, he was perfect.
Yeah, that was good.
And who knows? He was a psycho in real life.
He is. And that's what people are saying about the Batman. If you like Seven, you would like that. Kind of, yeah, because the Riddler is crazy.
I just don't like. I don't like him as Batman.
Robert Pattinson. I think he's okay. He's better than George Clooney, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course.
George Clooney's a good actor, I guess, but I
mean, I'm not a huge Ben Affleck fan at all. I'm really not.
Yeah, I liked how he was fighting in the movies that he was Batman.
He had the looks, he had the stockiness, the build of Batman. He even had the chin of Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, it was actually like watching Jim Lee's drawings come to life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. A lot of people just didn't like him as Batman, but I thought he was.
I didn't mind it. Yeah, I don't really complain about casting of people usually. And then I didn't like Twilight stuff because I was forced to watch one of those. I don't know which one. When my cousin was watching it, I was like,
I hated Twilight. I come from an era of the best vampire movies to ever come out is
Lost Boys.
Well, Bram Stoker's.
The what?
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, yeah.
And Interview with a Vampire. Loved it. I mean, Anne Rice can't get much better. But
I liked, it's probably like kind of more of a comedy-ish. Not really. It's still horror. Fright Night was okay.
Fright Night, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those.
But yeah, I was forced to watch one of those Twilight movies, and I was like, stupid.
Yeah, as soon as I seen it, they glisten in the sunlight. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, but he's like a good actor when it's not that. I guess he didn't like those movies either, so that just makes me like him more. And I like Paul Dano because he's just a good actor, I think. So I thought he was gonna do well as the Riddler. The outfit's a little weird, but
Yeah, I don't think I haven't even watched it yet. To be quite honest.
I won't spoil anything. But if you know what the Zodiac Killer looked like, there you go. Obviously, people don't know what he actually looks like, but like the outfit that he had on,
right?
Yeah, so it's creepy.
I did watch the new Spider-Man.
Oh, so good.
That was amazing. Oh my god, it was good.
Glad that Dylan isn't here just because I don't think he even watched that yet. I don't think he watched Batman either, but he'd be like, don't say anything. So, yeah. I want to watch it again because I only saw it once in the theaters, but I would watch it like just at work or something. I just don't want to pay to watch it again right now.
I actually, instead of going to the theater, I just waited until it was on Vudu and just bought it on Vudu.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's on Amazon. I could buy it on there. I just don't really want to because I'm watching a show that's just like a comedy show. This comedian Jerry D, he has a show that takes place in Canada. It's called Mr. D. And in real life, he's a gym teacher / social studies teacher, and in the show, he's the same. It's just hilarious. So that's what I'm watching. That's what I'm doing at work when people think I'm actually doing work. And I take a break from writing at times, and I was watching The Sopranos for the third time, and sometimes I watch The Sopranos or something like that so I can actually write like how mafia people are.
Right. Yeah.
Or it was like a year ago. I was watching way too much Investigation Discovery, and I know it was way too much because I got paranoid about the littlest things. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna lock the door.
I've been watching Project Blue Book again.
What's that?
It was a show on the History Channel, and it's about the actual Project Blue Book that was going on in the 40s and 50s, I believe is what it was. Oh. And it's their main job. It was part of the United States Air Force, but their main job was to debunk a lot of the UFO sightings and basically try to help in the government saying that it doesn't exist.
Even though they now said it does.
Even though they now said it does. But the cool thing is the scientist that was part of Project Blue Book, because it was a scientist and a captain from the United States Air Force that was part of it. The scientist was actually from Columbus, Ohio. His name is Dr. James Allen Hynek. And what's really cool is Hynek, his son is portrayed in the movie as well. His son's name is Joel Hynek. Towards the end of Blue Book, or actually at the end of Blue Book, he got Allen Hynek got hooked up with Steven Spielberg to do Close Encounters.
Oh.
And he's actually in the movie at the ending scene when this guy walks up to the craft, and the alien grabs his hand and takes him into the craft. That's Allen Hynek.
Oh.
But what's really cool is his son is a special effects supervisor for a lot of movies. He was on Predator. He was on I can't even remember all of them. There was a crap ton of movies that he's done. So it's really cool how a lot of the history of that has connected to Hollywood.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I watched I guess it's like a documentary series thing. It's called Hellier. Mm-hmm. And I think it was Hector and Matt that were just talking about it because there's a character in Chronicles of Horror that's a goblin, And I was like, first it was supposed to be a dummy, and he's like, Hector's like, why isn't it just like a goblin? Because that just makes a little more sense. I'm like, why does a goblin make more sense then? And then it somehow brought up the show or the documentary show thing, Hellier. It's like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, it's weird. So I started watching that at work like a year ago or something. I'm like, this is weird. It's 2 seasons, and the second season is just like,
What's it on?
it was on Amazon. I don't know if it's still on there. There should be a third season just because I kind of want to see if like something ends the whole thing.
Right.
It's like alien stuff,
I'll
and
have to check that out.
there's a guy. It just connects to like conspiracy stuff that's so weird. It all starts with like this email that the documentary dude Greg gets, and his wife. They have this like supernatural type of museum somewhere. I forgot where they live. I don't think it's Ohio. I want to say like Minnesota or something. And then they travel to like, I think Hellier, Kentucky. Yeah, that's what it is. So they travel there, and the first like episode or two, they're like at a gas station just asking people that live around there, you see any weird things? It's literally the first like 2 episodes. It's like that. And then they kind of get like deeper into stuff, and it's just conspiracy stuff that's just so weird. Yeah. But it all starts with this email. This guy's like, yeah, there's like a mine near my house, and this goblin like creature was like peeking in the windows and scaring my kid. And I'm just like, what? And they have like footprints of things that could be that. I'm just like, that's weird.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that because, like, the whole history. First of all I ever watch is the History Channel. I mean, anything history I love, but especially like the government and the shit that they've done and got away with. Like the whole Roswell thing. Supposedly, all the material in the crash from Roswell and even the bodies were brought to Dayton, Ohio at Wright-Patt Air Force Base and stayed there for the longest time until they were transferred to Area 51. The place that the government for a long time said didn't exist.
Yeah, no.
And all of a sudden, when they started getting sued, they were like, okay, it exists.
Yeah. And there was that stupid alien concert thing that I kind of really wish people like start running to it.
I was hoping to. I probably would have done it. Probably would have done it. It's just to be able to walk through.
Just Naruto run like towards it. We will shoot you if you.
Yeah, you got maybe 6 guys that will shoot us. The whole crowd.
Yeah.
Good luck.
It's like an alien Woodstock type thing, but I don't even think that many people showed up. But it was like enough for them to do something over there. But it's like it's weird.
I would love to be able to go through a lot of those old government facilities that have been top secret for years and just be able to walk through the halls and see what the hell's there. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, I not like that into conspiracy stuff, even though one of our comics is like conspiracy based, but it's just around like a fire and stuff. But yeah, I was gonna say we don't have aliens, but that's a complete lie. We have kind of alien-esque things later on, so they don't look like how people think aliens look though. There's like just weird colored, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, like blue people or something like that. Yeah.
It's not like the Rastafarians in Independence Day, right?
No. Never saw the second one of that though.
The Bob Marley aliens. When I was watching that movie for the first time, I laughed my ass off when Will Smith was like, I got your dreadlocks hanging out from the back of my parachute.
Lucky he didn't slap him.
I think he punched him. He did something. Yeah.
Oh,
He punched him. Yeah. Remember the whole Welcome to Earth thing, and he punches him.
yeah.
So maybe that's where it started. Who knows?
Yeah, that's where it started. Keep my wife's name, not you.
Dude, I know. That had to have been staged. Oh my god. I mean,
People are saying that.
the way Chris Rock even leans into it with his arms behind his back, it's like, seriously?
Yeah, people are like, how didn't you drop like Chris Rock? Like, he's
No doubt.
lanky. Yeah.
I mean, Chris Rock is a tiny little dude. Will Smith's pretty good size.
Yeah. But Will Smith is like resigned. He resigned from like the academy or whatever that means. So I guess he can't like go to events or red carpet. I don't know. I'm not really into that much. But
Well, this is the first award that he's ever won from them, right?
first Oscar, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Would you ever make Mora into a movie or a show or
I
anything?
want to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing that me and Tim talked about from the get-go, is that I want it to be written and drawn like a movie. I even kind of want the entire story arc to be like a movie. You know, it gets to a certain point and it stops.
Yeah. It's kind of we had like a comment for the second issue of Seer Chronicles, and it was just a page that I shared on Instagram. People were like, "Oh, it's like storyboarding is like a movie." I was like, "That's really cool. That's cool."
Yep.
So,
And yeah,
'cause I can see it as a movie one day. Like all of our comics that would just be awesome.
And actually, what Tim had a really good idea is, maybe not stopping it completely, but starting it over with different characters, but Mora would still be a part of it, which is an option as well. I mean, I don't know. It just depends on where it goes once it's released. And, I mean, just depends on how popular it gets.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But I do want to, as soon as it's released, I do want to start shopping it around to different publishers.
Which,
Oh my
You're
god.
live.
yeah, I am alive. I'm like so pissed. I was telling Greg, I even got 8 hours of sleep. I just did not wake up. And then I had like my girlfriend calling me and stuff, and she's like, "I'm worried about you." And I'm like, I have no idea what happened. I was just dead.
Dude,
that was
I
weird.
could feel that. Like past few days, like told my wife, it's just like I do not want to get out of bed. Not like having a day job now and have to get up at like 7 in the morning. Sucks.
Yeah, all of December. December is like the month that we kind of take off from doing things. I don't know if we're gonna ever do that starting this year, just because like our website's gonna be like kind of almost fully functional. So we're gonna probably need to be like
Yeah, you might have to
like
all hands
sticking
on
around.
deck.
But we did like disappear December from like 2017 or whatever up into last year. We probably still will kind of take time away, but we won't.
Yeah, we might just do it for like the social point of it, because like normally it was like social media we were coming down, and then we were still. I think we still worked during that. It was just like not as aggressively.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and it's like I said. I mean, I'm taking time off with conventions and stuff like that, and even doing like a lot of the fan art that I was doing. I'm cutting it down dramatically just because I don't want to be drawing that stuff. I want to draw my stuff, you know.
yeah, I get that.
So
Because if I freelance finally again, I would be writing other people's stuff, but I would also want time to write out my stuff. So
right.
I have enough time to do that because my job, I can do that there for the most part.
All right. Where do you work at?
I work as a security guard at some building,
Ah,
Area 51. No.
sweet. So you're the one that's going to be shooting at me.
Yeah.